One. Hello and welcome to beautiful Manning Field in Lynn, Massachusetts. I'm Sean Donahue, and you're watching the St. Mary's boys lacrosse team host the Georgetown Royals. This game has been brought to you by LETV in this matchup today, April 2nd, 2018. The St. Mary's boys lacrosse team is coming off of a 12-10 finish last year with their first bid into the playoff system. The Spartans would continue on to beat their first rival in their playoff bid. That was the Swampscott Blue, and then would eventually lose in the second round to Hamilton Wenham. St. Mary's has got a great organization behind it. The coaching staff is in its third year of coaching lacrosse here at St. Mary's High School. Josh Field is the head coach. Georgetown coming over here. They'll be sporting the blue. St. Mary's is in the white. As our goalies touch gloves, we'll get ready to kick off this game. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. I'd like to thank my crew for filming today's game. That's Walter and Angie from Lynn Classical. So the Georgetown keep will take the left side of the field, and the St. Mary's keeper will take the right side of the field. Starting off for the St. Mary's midfielders, Nick Knapp, wearing number 99. Damon Marabito wearing 17. And on the far side of the field, I'm having trouble on that number. I think it's going to be Caden Quirk wearing 3. And we're underway with our face-off. Gonna have a loose ball push on blue. Nick Knapp will take it from the half mark and work his way into the box. And a bad pass coming from X. That's gonna end up as a quick turnover as long as his defensive player from Georgetown can get over that line, and he's not going to. Looks like St. Mary's did a good job of forcing him out of bounds. And they'll end up with possession here. St. Mary's midfielder getting down to an attackman. Attackman looking for an opportunity to find something inside, and he's well defended. He's going to have to work that ball outside, maybe get down to X. St. Mary's seems to be setting up some sort of formation here. With a quick dodge to the right, he's going to pass open. He's going to look here for Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp might look for a shot. He's not. He's going to pass back to X. 35's in. He's going to take a shot. It looks like it ended up on the outside of the net. We have a blue possession. The Georgetown defense will work to clear this. The St. Mary's attack will do all they can to contest. Georgetown, pretty good on the clear. They're going to get a ball player right down inside the crease, and he's able to get one right quickly over St. Mary's. The St. Mary's goalkeeper, Caden Quirk. Caden Quirk coming off an outstanding season last year. Probably just shaking a little bit of the dust off here. Georgetown did a really good job of finding their opportunity to move that ball upfield, find an open player, and dish that ball right into the dirt for a quick goal. That's how this game's played. It's all about quick transitions, fast passes, and smooth releases. Our second face-off. Colin Jackson on the close end. St. Mary's look like they're going to have a good opportunity to win this ball. Ball's on the ground. Loose ball. Still there. St. Mary's able to scoop it up. They're going to find an opportunity downfield, but not before number 20 from Georgetown comes in, defends Colin Jackson. Colin Jackson not liking that competition right up front, but he's going to have to adapt to that. We'll see what he can do here. Davis Klein. Down to 35. Who I do. That's Brendan Lang. Laundry? Brendan Laundry. Back to Brendan. Brendan's going to try to take an opportunity here. He's going to have to beat inside. Loses that ball. Those one-handed scoops are indicators that this is the first game of the year. Coach Field probably going to have a field day with these guys on the next practice with ground balls. All puns intended. Brendan well defended here. Tries to take a shot, hoping that his defending goalkeeper is going to be screened by a player. Nice save by the Georgetown goalkeeper. And a little bit of mess up here on the clear. 12's coming in, tries to find a quick pass across the crease to Joe O'Keefe. Joe O'Keefe just can't really corral that ball in there. A couple passes to Joe have been high. Could have something to do with that, son. So Georgetown going to work from the clear and working upfield down here. You see St. Mary's gets there, tries to defend. They're going to try to keep him from getting over that blue marker. And now that he is, there's a delay, or at least it might be a timeout from Georgetown. There's only so much time that the clearing team has to get across the half-mark line and get that ball into the opposite red box. The red lines on the field, or the field that we use for lacrosse. So in the event where the team can't clear in time, there's a change of possession, and that's what you're seeing here. So there was no timeout. It's a delayed game. Here's an opportunity for St. Mary's to put a goal on the board. Brendan with a nice little catch down here. He's working. He's well defended. St. Mary's is going to have to do a better job at clearing these guys out, opening up some lanes, and finding cutters in between. St. Mary's looking for a quick pass across the crease from X. Those are tough passes to make. A lot of traffic going on. But it's a good opportunity to get better at those. So Georgetown will step onto the field on the transition of possession. Georgetown well defended with a quick little dodge to the left. He's able to sneak through one defender with a quick pass, ends up on the ground. He's going to try to find an attackman down low. That ball ends up at X. X is looking for an opportunity to find somebody outside. St. Mary's playing very open. Chris Kirby wearing 18. He's in his senior year, I believe. He's a very good defenseman and a very good clearer. He's a good cousin. Georgetown trying to set up a play here. He's going to dodge left. He's got a cutter coming back in between. He's going to look for that outlet. St. Mary's does a good job at defending it. We have a bad pass that's going to end up out of bounds, and that's going to be a St. Mary's possession. The St. Mary's defenseman will have to take an opportunity to clear this ball out. Senior defenseman Chris Kirby will take the ball. And he's going to stroll up as long as nobody's covering him. He's going to work to draw in a player, and he's going to dish that ball out. Nick Knapp just open on the end. Knapp looking for the call on the helmet, and he gets it. Here's an opportunity for St. Mary's to score. They shoot. That ball's going to stay in their possession. We're going to have a penalty here. Georgetown's going to have to play man down. Looks like it's going to be a 30-second penalty for an inadvertent contact with the helmet. St. Mary's with an opportunity to play man up. Put their first goal of the season onto the board here at Manning Field. So far, the score, 1-0, the Georgetown Royals lead. St. Mary's with the clear here, working down to Brendan. He's going to get that back up top to his midfielder. Midfielder looking back down to Brendan. Brendan's going to look for an opportunity down from X. X working to get that ball in. It's well defended by the goalkeeper. Ball's down, scooped right back up by Brendan. Laundry working inside. He's going to try to find a player at X. X working to find that shot. Georgetown doing a good job at defending the inside, and they're going to end up with a shot on net. St. Mary's is the first to get to the ball, so they'll keep their possession. St. Mary's running out of time on that man-up opportunity. A quick shot from outside on the ground. Not a bad take. Not a bad take at all by Jaden Morelli. Morelli wide open, looking for the bounce shot. A lot of goaltenders hate those bounce shots. They're tough. They're unpredictable. Working to Nick Knapp down low, and he's working for a shot down low. The underhand shot ends up over the top of the cage. That'll stay St. Mary's possession. They're doing a terrific job at chasing those balls, working to get possession and keep this clock running, keep these guys on their toes. That man opportunity is over. Georgetown is all even. St. Mary's will retain their possession. Jaden Borelli working to get inside. He's going to try to find a player at X. X going to dish up top. Brendan Laundrie, they're not able to keep that in there. Georgetown defensive player is able to scoop it right up. Chris Kirby here on the defense. Looks like that ball is going to be off blue. It's going to end up going white. St. Mary's ball. Chris Kirby's going to step onto the field. He's going to try to find his midfielder, and he does. Quick pass to Davis Klein. Klein looking up top to Christian Lebert. Lebert with that long flowing hair. Can't forget him now. Brendan Laundrie coming onto the field. He's going to look to contest this defender and see what he's going to get from him. Going to end up back up top to a midfielder. The midfielder looks down low to X. X well defended. Nick Knapp trying to get inside. Can't find the dodge. He ends up going back down to Brendan Langley, and those two are going to switch positions. Langley going to work from X. Looked like Langley ended up trying to take a shot here from behind X, which is something I've never really seen before. I want to assume that was a pass. I want to assume that was a bad pass. Georgetown ends up with possession. St. Mary's trying to corral their defense and get these guys in the right assignments here. We'll have a whistle blown. A quick dodge to the right. He's going to try to draw in a defender, and he gets inside. Caden Quirk with the save. Caden Quirk, calm, cool, and collected. Tough pass coming back down here on the clear. St. Mary's able to corral it up. Another bad pass. This might cost them. They're going to end up with a fast break opportunity coming from Georgetown unless they can get this ball inside, or at least a loose ball push call. This is a dangerous type of game to play. You really want to take your time, gain composure, get your players into the right positions, and draw these defensive players out. When these guys get a little bit of confidence, it becomes a little bit easier to start poke checking and end up seeing balls on the ground a little bit more. And that looks like it's going to be the quarter, or at least a timeout. We have a timeout coming from White. Good call on Coach Fields' end. Calling that timeout, corral his team, get a game plan into their lacrosse minds, and allow these guys to get back on track. About 5 minutes left in this first quarter. The score, Georgetown leading 1-0. You like that? I don't know. Sorry, Phil. You're going to have to edit that out, buddy. You can blame Mr. G. 3, 2, 1. Timeout looks to be up. The referees are returning the stick checks to the appropriate players. Generally, during a timeout, the referees will grab a couple random players off the field and check their sticks to make sure that the specs are to a league standard. So, too deep a pocket ends up being a 3-minute locked-in penalty, which is a huge, huge penalty. So the coaches are always doing everything that they can to make sure that these lacrosse crosses, as they're called, are up to task. So it takes a lot of time to break those pockets in, keep them in good condition. They can change over the rain. So we're going to get started right back here. St. Mary is able to get back into the swing of things, as you can see. They've got a little bit of movement coming around. They're trying to find a player up top from an attackman's perspective, and they do. You can't find anything inside. Nick Knapp looking for an opportunity. He's going to end up passing out. Ends up back at Nick. Nick working to draw his defender out. Georgetown doing a good job at keeping inside, making their slides, not overworking themselves, playing off 4 quarters. Bad pass, Knapp able to get it. He's going to look for a shot opportunity. He's not going to find anything. He's going to have to work for a pass. St. Mary's with a quick pass down low. He's going to try to dodge inside. And he gets past him on the right side with a quick shot at the goalie's feet. That's going to be number 27, Christian Lebert. Legend has it, every goal, his hair grows an inch. The score from Manning Field with a little over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. St. Mary's 1, the Georgetown Royals 1. Our third faceoff here from X. St. Mary's in the quick release. They're going to end up scooping that ball. They have a fast break opportunity. If he can find a player down low, he's contested quickly and well. Excellent execution on the fast break there by Georgetown. I'm not sure if it was on purpose, but they had about 4 guys sitting outside of that crease. So whoever ended up catching that ball was going to get it, was going to catch a mouthful. So excellent job on Georgetown's end. They're going to try to clear this ball quickly as they find a midfielder across the field. That ball's not going to be fielded cleanly. It's going to be a ground ball opportunity. Georgetown looks like they recover it. They're working to get inside the box as they still have possession. And that's going to be an out of bounds on Georgetown. St. Mary's doing a good job of pushing him out, getting possession back into the crosses of their offense. St. Mary's is going to have to clear over that half line. They'll be contested right away. A quick dodge to the left. He's able to get inside. He's got one defender. He's right on top of him. He's going to have to look for a pass. He goes and elects to go to X. X player working around that crease, trying to draw that defender out. He's got 2. He's got to get that pass out. Georgetown on the quick break, quickish break. He's going to try to find a player down low. Those passes got to be a little bit up, even a little bit lower. You can end up with a ground ball opportunity to be a quick break. You can consider how tired that defenseman is going 80 yards, and then he ends up throwing a bad pass, and there's a quick, fast break on the other end. Let's see how Georgetown puts an offensive try together. We got another low pass. St. Mary's is going to let him scoop that one up. They're going to give him another shot. St. Mary's defense doing a good job and not coming too far out. This isolation play seems to be a big key for Georgetown, something that they're working on today. They've worked it to the left. They've worked it to the right so far. They end up working down, finding X, and they might end up trying to do it here. So he's going to try to dodge right. He's going to look for a cutter coming across. He might not have him. Quick slide. Shot up top. Easy save for Caden Quirk. Caden going to be looking for a midfielder. He's going to find an attackman down low. 16 is going to end up making the cut. He dodges right. Matt Conley with the shot. That shot bounces off. St. Mary's going to be the first ones to the ball. There's a shot on net. The goal is for either of the teams to be the first one to where the ball ended up going out of bounds, and they'll retain possession or at least change possession. So contested by 3 defenders. He's lucky he's able to get that pass out to Napolito. Napolito working out to Laundry. Laundry working. He's got 2 defenders there. Takes a quick shot. Quick save. Not able to corral that in. Naps end up scooping it up. He's going to end up down at X. He's got an opportunity to dodge him. He dodges left. Dodges left again. Trying to take the shot on net. He's got a wide open net. Still not able to get that in. St. Mary's with the ground ball opportunity. They kind of come away with this one here. Christian Lebert doing his job in the ground game. Ground balls are a huge part of lacrosse. They create transitions. They create fast break opportunities. McNabb working inside. He ends up getting around his defender, takes a shot, ends up missing wide right. Luckily, Joe O'Keefe's there to chase the shot. St. Mary's will retain its possession. Laundry working in. Sees he's got a defender right in front of him. He's going to try to set St. Mary's up with an opportunity for a play here. He's going to try to work around next and see what his openings are. He's not seeing a lot that he likes. He's going to come back and work his dodges. He's contested by 2, so somebody's got to be open here. It's a tough pass to make, especially when you got 2 sticks on your cross. Nick Knapp working inside. He's on the ground. 3 guys are working to get that ball out of his stick, and they're able to do this. Georgetown goalie coming out for this scoop. He's going to heave it downfield. A little bit of this ends up to Caden Quirk. We'd have a bit of a gentleman's goalie match. It's not a thing. We're going to have a loose ball push on St. Mary's. That ball is going to stay in Georgetown's possession. Georgetown with an opportunity here to put another shot on net. St. Mary's with a couple quick substitutions for that midfield. Georgetown working down to the X. Chris Kirby there to defend. Owen McGuire there. He's gotten beat to his right a little bit, but he's got a defender there to help him out. Dan Marabito doing a good job playing at both ends of the field. Able to get that scoop up, gets it out to a midfielder. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. From Manning Field at the end of 1 quarter, Georgetown 1, St. Mary's 1. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back here at Manning Field from the second quarter of the game. We'll have a face-off from the midfield line. St. Mary's with a quick face-off win there, coming from Davis Klein. Davis looking to find a guy down low, and he does. Nick Knapp, I believe, is the player ends up there. He comes away with a quick shot. Ends up as it's an opportunity for St. Mary's to set up again. At the transition of the quarter, you'll see that the teams change sides here. We have an attackman working. He's able to dodge to his left. He's able to work inside. He's still finding defenders, so he's going to have to try to find one of these players who's open. A tough pass coming from across the field. St. Mary's lost that opportunity. They're going to have a fast break here to defend unless this Georgetown player can't get it across that line in time. They have to do. Georgetown has to get that ball inside of the box, which he's able to do. All of St. Mary's defensive players are caught out of position. They're going to have to struggle to get back. Quick shot comes from 22 of Georgetown. Caden Quirk on the save. He's able to find the quick clear down low to Joe O'Keefe. Joe O'Keefe trying to get across with a bad pass that's going to end up right on the line. St. Mary's is going to have to fight for it. Nick Knapp over there to work for that ground ball. St. Mary's lucky enough to come away with this. They have to do a better job of trying to get these guys out of position, and they do. Nice score coming from the cross of Brendan Laundry. That puts St. Mary's in the lead for the first time of the game today. St. Mary's up 2, Georgetown 1. Christian Lebert on for the face-off. Colin Jackson on the far side of your field. And Damon Marabito at the bottom of your screen. Marabito's been playing some defense. He's out there as a defensive midfielder. As a strategy, sometimes they'll put a long pull out there. Lebert on the scoop. We might have a loose ball push blue. That's going to end up in St. Mary's possession. Marabito comes off of the field for a sub. St. Mary's working down to that outside alley. They're back up top. Lebert trying to find an opportunity to his right. He's going to be well defended. He's going to have to work for a pass down low. Nick Knapp trying to find his attackman outside. His attackman works a dodge left, get inside for a quick shot. He's not going to end up. It's going to end up at the knees of that goalkeeper. Bounce right out. We have a clearing opportunity here. That ball's going to stay white as it's off the stick of a Georgetown player. St. Mary's looking to get down to Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp down at the X. Knapp working upfield to an attackman. Knapp trying to get inside of this defender, and he does. He's able to get a quick goal. Nick Napolitano. That's the best I can do. Comes in, dodges left, comes back across the crease with a defenseman running towards him and that goalkeeper inside. He's able to sneak it past the left hip of that Georgetown goalkeeper for St. Mary's third goal of the game. 10 minutes, 3 seconds left in this half. Damon Marabito on the bottom of your screen. Colin Jackson at the far end of the field wearing 2. Referee calls for the face-off. St. Mary's is able to get in there, scoop that ball. They've got a possession call. Nice job by Davis Klein. Davis Klein working to get that ball down field. He's going to take his time for the transition. St. Mary's working to get their substitutions on, so they have everybody. A quick pass across. Gives an opportunity for Colin Jackson to dodge right, dodges left. Can't get an opportunity inside, so he's going to find a outlet pass. Brendan Laundrie with the second to last goal for St. Mary's. Laundrie working for X. He's trying to find an open Spartan, and he does right across the crease. Outstanding cut on Jaden Morelio. Jaden, nice job on the cut, man. Nice job on the pass from X. Georgetown with an opportunity to clear. He's going to try to find an outlet pass right across that line, but not until St. Mary's defends it. That ball's going to stay on the ground. St. Mary's able to corral it in. Looks like Nick Knapp's going to try to dodge left. He's going to try to take a shot opportunity. He's got 3 defenders in front of him. Shoots high, misses. St. Mary's is there for the chase. They're going to retain possession here. Couple substitutions for both teams. Referee will take time from the game to let both teams substitute the guys who they need in there to keep the flow of the matchup running. And St. Mary's is going to bring this ball in for Max. They'll have to start inside of the box. Or outside of the box. And we're underway here. Christian Lebert looking for an opportunity. Finds 2 right back, 2 back down from low. Right up back to Christian Lebert. Lebert looking for his attackman. Ends up getting attacked by the turf monster. Lebert working inside. Great stick skills on Lebert. He can catch that ball in traffic. Pass across that crease. These are the types of things that coaches don't really like too much, but if it works, it's good. Bad pass from St. Mary's. Looks like we have some laundry on the ground. Gotta have an interference call on Georgetown. Georgetown's gonna be forced to play in a 2-man down situation. St. Mary's is 2 men up. They got quite the advantage here. Georgetown's going to do everything that they can to keep in tight and force St. Mary's to take shots from outside. They're looking to, well, they're relying on St. Mary's to have those bad passes. Those bad passes end up in killed penalty time. 2 looking across LeBert. LeBert with a great shot. 10 yards inside the box with a quick pass from Colin Jackson. LeBert, I believe that's his 2nd goal of the day. Great opportunity for St. Mary's. They're playing in a 2-man up situation. The ball is cleared. Able to get corralled in by Colin Jackson. Colin Jackson finds Christian LeBert right up top, 10 yards inside the box. He's able to get a quick shot right on net, finds the goalie on the backside. So those will unlock the penalties. We're all even here with 7 minutes, 52 seconds left in this first half. St. Mary's leads the Georgetown Royals 4-1. LeBert on the face-off. He'll be contested. He's not able to scoop that up cleanly. Possible loose ball push call on St. Mary's. And that'll result in the possession of Georgetown here. Georgetown has to get that ball inside of the box, and they're going to work to do that with the quick touch there. A quick substitution coming in off the bench. Georgetown's able to find that midfield. They're going to work back down to X. X is working to dodge to the right side of, I believe that's Chris Kirby. Kirby not able to get there. The slide should have come from Brendan Willis. Brendan Willis was on the far side there. Although I think the St. Mary's defense going to do a little bit better job of staying on top of their toes, keeping these defenders in front of them, not getting wrapped up into the score. So with that goal, that brings us to a tally: St. Mary's 4, Georgetown 2. And we will have another face-off coming from the midline. Ben Kirby in on the face-off. St. Mary's is going to be able to maintain possession. They'll be contested well. They're going to need to find an outlet pass. They do. A couple substitutions for St. Mary's. Quick shot on net. Georgetown goalkeeper able to stop it and able to corral it up. That gives him an opportunity. He's outside the crease. He cannot come back inside of the crease. He can be defended by Nick. Looks for a tall pass up top. Looked like it was going to be a throwaway until 22 from Georgetown was able to come in. He's working to get that ball inside of the box. He gets his touch. Might have a quick ward opportunity here. Georgetown having trouble organizing its players to be in the positions that they're expecting. Brendan Willis a little bit far out. We're going to get an interference call on Blue. 18 from Blue with the interference. It's going to end up, well, it was St. Mary's possession. Damon Marabito didn't think he had anybody behind him. He ended up getting axed from behind from either 8 or 22 of Georgetown. They were able to scoop that ball up and maintain possession. St. Mary's defense looks a little bit tired out there. They need to keep in front of these guys. Shot opportunity stopped by Caden Quirk. Caden comes out of the net. He's looking to drag in defenders when he can clear that ball right across. Calm, cool, and collected. 2-5 from St. Mary's. Works to dodge a guy inside, get a shot on net. He's going to end up with a bounce pass that goes over the cage. That shot coming from Joe O'Keefe. St. Mary's works to bring that ball in from X. Working up top to Davis Klein. Klein going to work inside. He's going to try to find an outlet pass right here. Jaden Morelli. He was defended immediately. Jaden might be trying to set up a pick here. A missed pass opportunity results in a ground ball. St. Mary's working their way inside of the box, trying to get a shot on net. We're not able to do it there. We get another shot right here. That ball's going to come in 5 yards inside the box. Top shot coming from Davis Klein. That thing had some speed on it. No bounce, right inside. Nice work by St. Mary's. Find the opportunity and get another goal right on board. St. Mary's 5, Georgetown 2. On the face-off, Christian Lebert. On the far side of the field, wearing 2, is Colin Jackson. And on the bottom of your screen is 17, Damon Marabito. Lebert on the face. He's working to get under that Georgetown player. Wiggle that ball out. Somebody's got to have possession here. Marabito going to come away with it. He's going to look for a quick clear. He's going to have to find a nice clean pass to give him an opportunity to get back on the end. Marabito loses that ball. He's going to need some help. Lebert coming over, trying to find that loose ball on the ground. Georgetown with a great job at contesting. Able to find the weak stick of Marabito, get that ball on the ground. Neither team able to corral it up. Ball bounced off of the cross of Georgetown. That will stay white ball here. 4 minutes, 16 seconds left in the half. First half. St. Mary's attackman will find his way down at X. He's going to look for an opportunity. He's going to cut her across. Looks like he's trying to set his team up in a play here. He's looking for a cutter. He's not going to find one. He dodges right and left. He's contested immediately. That ball's down on the ground, and that's going to be a turnover. Georgetown ball. The Georgetown defense is going to have to clear here. Let's see if they can do it effectively. Three's done a good job on the ground game. He's done a good job on the clearing game. Let's see what he can do with an attackman on the defense. He's going to elect to pass right out to his goalkeeper. Good call. Goalkeeper is inside of the crease. He's going to try to draw our defender off. He's going to dish it right back out to the defenseman who started with it. Defenseman gets it up to 24. 24 working to get across that half mark. Not before he's contested. Falls down. That's good clean hit right there. Might have a loose ball push. Going white. Loose ball push on Georgetown. Anytime there's a ground ball, it's not an invitation just to hit anybody you want. You have to make that opportunity. You have to take the opportunity to scoop the ground ball in any event where a play is pushed. And there's no attempt to go for that ground ball. There's always going to be a turnover. Always going to be a change of possession. St. Mary's doing a good job at keeping flags off the field today. We got a lot of dodges coming from up top. After these dodges, St. Mary's should be looking for a quick pass, which they do right there. It's not able to corral it in. Joe O'Keefe. That pass coming from Davis Klein. Georgetown's going to have to clear from their own territory. That defender is going to bring it in. We're going to wait for a whistle. He'll have to start inside the alley. He's got 2 defenders on him. He likes to pass out. It's not a great pass, but 4 is able to corral it in. 4 gets it over to 22. 2 doesn't know that ball's on the ground. He misses it. That's a quick transition for St. Mary's. Jack McGuire of St. Mary's will take this in. He elects to give it to the midfielder of St. Mary's, Matt Conley. Matt Conley, one of the quicker kids on the team. He's got great stick skills for the most part, but he'll always fight for those ground balls. He's going to lose possession of this ball right here. But I'll tell you, wait until you see this kid shoot the ball. Fast. Very fast. Quick shot. Caden Quirk, calm, cool, and collected. That shot's going to end out on the right side of the net. Quirk doing all he can to chase that ball. It's going to stay in the possession of the Georgetown Royals. Georgetown attackman going to bring it in from X. He's met by a defender immediately. St. Mary's defense is out pretty wide right now. Looks like Georgetown's doing everything that they can to bring these guys out, but I don't think St. Mary's is going to let their foot off the pedal. Quick beat into the left side, quick shot opportunity right off the stick of Caden Quirk. Georgetown's there for the chase, and they're going to maintain possession. Senior defenseman Brendan Willis will take him on. That ball is dished right out. Jack McGuire out on the field. Quick contest. St. Mary's midfielders doing a good job of keeping these guys in front of them. We're trying to avoid picks. We don't run into picks. We're trying to avoid picks. We're trying not to run into picks. Oh, a quick dodge to the left side. He's going to try to find a nice back behind the back pass, and he does. Georgetown's 22 looking to dodge inside. He's going to shoot, and that's going to go wide left. Georgetown is there for the chase. It's going to stay blue ball, and they will bring it in from X. Brendan Willis coming out to defend right at X. St. Mary's in a man defense here. Couple checks from Willis. Willis decides to not chase his guy. Quick shot. Luckily, two wasn't able to get a good handle on that. Quirk and net. Chris Kirby, the defenseman, who will take it out for St. Mary's. Georgetown doing a good job at playing between two players, not really committing to the guy with the ball. They're working to force St. Mary's to pass these balls over to maybe like their less skilled players, and it worked out for them. Over the course of the game, players will decide who's worth covering, who's not. And coaches as well. Quick shot coming from off the net. He's going to miss wide left. Georgetown there for the chase. They're able to maintain possession. 1 minute, 10 seconds left in this first half here. We're going to have a quick timeout. Coming from the Georgetown bench. We'll take this opportunity to thank Lynn Educational Television for bringing you this game. I'd like to thank our crew, Walter and Angie, for coming out and filming today. And thanks to you for watching. I'm your host, Sean Donahue, and you're watching St. Mary's Lacrosse, boys lacrosse. We're hosting the Georgetown Royals in the first game of the 2018 season. St. Mary's Spartans are coming off of a 12-10 season. Last year, they made it to the playoffs for their first time in franchise history. They won their first playoff game against rival Swampscott and would lose their second round to Hamilton Wenham. With 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the half, both teams are really working to put a game plan on the board for these guys to execute. The score right now, St. Mary's leads 5-2 over the Royals, and the Royals have had possession for the last 2.5 minutes so they've done a good job at working to draw these defenders out, get them a little bit more tired, and find opportunities for cutters across, get quick shots on net. St. Mary's is going to have to catch their wind, get their water, and get back to work. As the referee tells the coaches that the timeout will end, we'll have both teams finding their way back onto the field. The Georgetown attack and midfield talking over their assignments as the final 70 seconds tick down in this first half of the St. Mary's home opener. .22 from Georgetown will start with the rock right in the alley. Jack McGuire trying his end at defense. That's an interference call. Gonna be on blue. 18. You can't move your feet on the pick. Oh, McGuire pops right back up. He's gonna try to find his opportunity to come off the bench. We still have some confusion on the field. There is a flag. technical foul. I think if that's, that could be a 3-minute locked-in penalty. I am not definite right now. Looks like we're going to have an interference call on Georgetown that will result in a man-up situation for St. Mary's. They're going to receive possession in the territory of the Georgetown Royals. Exactly 1 minute left in the game as the clock ticks on. St. Mary's attack, doing everything that they can. They can't field those balls that smoothly, so miss out on opportunities. He's able to get past the defender, but he does a good job at getting back inside. He's contested well. He's going to have to try to find a player. These guys got to create separation with their passes. LeBert working his way in. We have another flag on the ground. They're going to maintain possession. That ball's on the ground. We'll have another penalty. Looks like it's going to be on Georgetown. Cross-checking. Could be cross-checking. St. Mary's with a 2-man-up situation. Already have a goal in a situation like this. Some explanation for the referees on the penalty. Now that everybody's questions have been answered, we'll continue on with the game. St. Mary's working to get inside. There's a man who's released right off the bench. St. Mary's is going to maintain a 1-man-up situation with a quick shot. Misses way wide left. That shot's going to go over. St. Mary's is going to be able to chase, and they'll be able to maintain possession. 21 seconds left in this first half. St. Mary's retains possession. They'll work to get back down at X. 19 seconds left. X tries to find up to an attackman up top to a midfielder. Down low on 2. Colin Jackson with the quick goal. St. Mary's doing an outstanding job at starting from outside of the box. They worked it all the way around the field, creating that separation, finding an open lane, and getting a quick shot at the feet of the goalie. Outstanding job and execution by St. Mary's there. Colin Jackson with the dump and bringing St. Mary's to a lead, 6-2. St. Mary's leads over Georgetown. 13 seconds left in this game, and we'll go to the half mark for our face-off. Quick opportunity here. This might be a fast break for St. Mary's if they can get a clean scoop. He's going to try to dodge inside, and he can't. He finds a guy. It's 5 seconds left on the clock. We're going to have another loose ball push on blue. St. Mary's with the extra effort here. It's not going to end up working out well for him. Not sure what the hubbub was all about. This is a physical game. Referee's going to do a big job. Let's go. I bet you they call half right here. locked in. All right, and we'll take it underway here. After the technical foul, St. Mary's and Georgetown will have offsetting penalties. Both players will be locked into the box for 3 minutes. St. Mary's is at the top, 6-2 at the end of this half. St. Mary's leads Georgetown. At the end of the game, there was a bit of a struggle. One player from each of the teams ended up with a technical foul. They'll have a 3-minute locked-in penalty that will actually continue to take effect in the beginning of the second half here as the St. Mary's lacrosse team and the Georgetown lacrosse team find their way off. We'll be back right after this break for the second half of this game. Welcome back for the second half. St. Mary's on the face-off. Georgetown with a quick corral. He's going to try to find a defender right down, offensive player down low, and he does. Quick passing opportunities. That ball's going to fall short of a good pass. 24 from Georgetown's able to scoop it up. They're going to try to drag out the St. Mary's defense. Both teams are playing in a man-down situation with a 3-minute technical foul going into effect right at the end of the first half. Caden Quirk on the save. Calm, cool, and collected in net. St. Mary's midfield is working to get possession of that ball so they can start in the clear. He's contested well. Quick pass down at the feet of Caden Quirk. Quirk working to draw in a defender. Quirk's going to have to heave that ball downfield. He's going to end up finding Laundry. Laundry might have stepped out. That red line is the line marker for the lacrosse field, so if you step out of bounds, you and the ball are out of bounds. Nice little clearing opportunity for Georgetown as they're able to get that ball into the box quickly. Georgetown working to get their defense back to the defending end. Wow, what a quick shot coming from 8 of Georgetown. Georgetown shooting stick side of Caden Quirk, end up finding an opening right at the hip of the goalkeeper. Quirk in his second year as a goalie for the St. Mary's Spartans had an outstanding season, was a big part of helping these guys work and get into their first playoff game and earn their first playoff win. Quirk, 3 goals have gotten past him. He's got a number of saves today. I haven't been tracking him. I'm sorry about that. But he has been a huge force at keeping this defense focused, calm, cool, and collected, just like he's been all game. So we'll go back to the half mark. 2 men on the face-off for both teams as we're still in our 3-minute technical foul left over from the last 20 seconds of the first half. St. Mary's will start in the face-off with Georgetown. And a quick win here coming from Davis Klein. Davis working to find an opportunity down low. He gets it out to Laundry. Laundry's going to walk his way back to X. Laundry looking for an opportunity. He's not going to be able to find anybody unless somebody starts moving. He's got one outlet outside of the box. Davis Klein ends up back with the ball. He's going to look for an opportunity here to dodge. He's going to dodge right. He gets past his defender. He's looking for an offensive player down low, and he finds him. Colin Jackson. Second goal in a row for Colin. St. Mary's brings their lead 7-3 over Georgetown here at beautiful Manning Field on this April 2nd day, 2018. St. Mary's leads 7, Georgetown 3. Damon Marabito at the top of your screen. And Davis Kleinen on the face-off. Referee will set the ball. Klein there on the quick scoop. Marabito will come off the field for a substitution. Down low to Laundry. Laundry looking to dodge a defender inside. He elects to go back to X and see what he can find over here. Gets a quick pass out to Ben Kirby. Ben Kirby just can't corral that ball in. It falls at his feet. Luckily, Klein's there to pick it up. Klein dodges right, finds a guy inside, and he's able to get a quick goal coming right from outside the right side of the crease. That coming from Brendan Laundry. Laundry with the quick shot in from the outside of the left side of the crease. Goalkeeper can't get there in time. St. Mary's increases their lead 8-3 over the Georgetown Royals. 48 seconds, about 38 seconds on the 3-minute locked-in penalty for both teams. Klein in on the face-off. Klein doing a good job on these face-offs at the beginning of the second half. He's able to get it there. Stepping on the cross call coming from the referee. That's going to result in a possession call for St. Mary's. St. Mary's looking to find an attackman at X. He's defended by 2 players. A high pass from X that results in a ground ball. Davis Klein able to get it, scoop back up, get inside the box. And with a lead of 5 goals, St. Mary's is going to do what they can to really drag out this, to draw down the seconds on this clock. They're going to try to score as they get opportunities. Laundry working inside. He's contested. He dodges left and he dodges right. Tries to come back in. He looks for a player up top. Number 10 cutting down low. He's not able to field that ball cleanly, so he works outside the box, and he's going to corral himself. Takes a low shot, ends up top. St. Mary's is there for the chase, so they will retain possession. That shot coming from Jason Loesser. Loesser, I believe, in his senior year as the St. Mary's Spartans work to get this program off the ground in the 2018 season. Well, once again, Laundry with the catch. Laundry working upside is trying to find a quick opportunity across the field. It passes that ball across the box over to Joe O'Keefe. Joe O'Keefe can't corral that ball in. That's going to result in an out-of-bounds transition of possession for Georgetown, and they're going to be forced to clear this ball. Georgetown contested fairly quickly by St. Mary's. St. Mary's doing a good job of getting that ball out of the stick of Georgetown. Georgetown defender ends up scooping it across. He's going to use his legs as the majority of the work. He steps out of bounds. St. Mary's is going to end up with that ball, and they will be forced to clear from their own territory. Chris Kirby, the St. Mary's Spartans, will clear this ball for the team. Tries to fake left driver defender in. He passes back to Quirk. Quirk working upfield to a midfielder. He ends up finding Brendan Willis. Willis not able to field that ball cleanly. He's going to have to work and fight on that scoop. He ends up catching himself out of position. St. Mary's with 1 defender. They find guy across field. Chris Kirby working to get inside. That ball doesn't get completed. St. Mary's able to defend. High shot coming from Georgetown. St. Mary's is there on the chase. They'll be forced to clear again. And the St. Mary's midfielder will elect just to use the legs to get the work done, and he is correct. Davis Klein there, quick and speedy. Very effective, clear as long as there's an alley open for you and you got a fast enough player. Quick pass over from O'Keefe down to Moriello. Moriello looking for the shot, bounces off of the cross of the Georgetown goalkeeper. St. Mary's is there on the chase. They're going to retain possession. A quick pass coming from the top, from the bottom of the box, and they're working up top. They're not able to get that completion. I believe Colin Jackson was the anticipated recipient of that pass. St. Mary's able to scoop it up. They'll be quickly back into the game. Jackson looking for a midfielder across field. He's going to try to dodge. He dodges right. He's looking to draw on the defender. He's going to take a shot low. He'll miss wide left. St. Mary's is there for the chase. They'll retain possession. Brendan Laundrie will bring it in for Mex. He'll work his way up the alley. He's going to try a fake shot. He dodges right, finds two defenders, and he's going to elect to pull out. Dodges left, looks for a player down low. He's not able to get there. We've got some Laundrie on the field. And there's a penalty on the field. We'll wait for the call from the referee. So we were even. Now we're back to a St. Mary's man-up situation. An outstanding growth from this team in the past couple seasons on keeping penalties off of their side of the chalkboard. I'm not saying that it goes without happening, but St. Mary's doing a good job at keeping penalties off their side of the board and really keeping their wits about them. With the exception of the lock-in technical foul, which happened on both teams, St. Mary's done a pretty good job of keeping their players out of the box and on the field. We got a quick shot from the top of the box from Davis Klein. Davis Klein's going to miss wide left. St. Mary's is there for the chase. Laundrie will bring it in. Sorry, that's Laundrie. Laundrie back up to Klein. Klein looking down low. Looking down low to Matt Conley. Conley's got a great quick release on his shot. I wouldn't want to be a goalkeeper playing against Matt Conley. Georgetown doing a good job at spreading out the defense. They're going to find an opportunity to get that ball across field. Without a clean scoop, Georgetown's attack is going to be forced up to make the play. St. Mary's defense has a double here. If he gets past both, he's going to have an opportunity for a fast break. Luckily, St. Mary's defense was there to put the check on him, and they're going to be able to get that possession right back. They'll have to work to get inside of the box here. And he's able to get his touch. He tries to find a pass up top. And they'll work down to the attackman. Nick Knapp from X. Working up top to Laundrie. Laundrie looking for a quick shot. Bounces, and then goes a little wide right. St. Mary's is there for the chase. Jaden Moriello will take it in from X. Quick pass over to Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp looking for an attackman up top. A quick shot coming from Laundrie. That ball's going to miss wide right. Jaden Moriello there on the chase again. And he'll bring it in. Let's see if Moriello ends up going with the X again. And he's going to start with what he knows, Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp's going to work inside. Doing a good job with Georgetown, anticipating the slide quickly. St. Mary's gets top of the key. Ends up in the stick of Christian Lebert, I believe. Sorry, Jason Loesser. Loesser end up having to force himself to scoop that ground ball. Ends up getting it back down to X and Nick Knapp. Quick shot coming from up top. Wasn't able to bring it in. Colin Jackson, the anticipated recipient on that pass from Nick Knapp from X. We're going to have a transition here. That ball is going to end up in the possession of Georgetown. Georgetown will be forced to take it from the midfield and get their touch into the box. St. Mary's not going to contest him here. Lets him get his touch. Georgetown working to set up on their play. He's contested immediately. Tries to dodge right. Conley's there on the defense. Conley, a great defensive player as well. St. Mary's working upfield. They're going to have to try to find Caden Quirk in the crease. Caden's going to work his way up in order to draw defenders in. I think these guys are giving a little bit too much room. He's going to find a young defenseman down low. That's Ben Kirby. Ben Kirby with the push in the back, loose ball push. That's going to be, I believe it's going to be white possession. We have a timeout from the St. Mary's bench here. With 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in this third quarter, St. Mary's leads the Georgetown Royals 8-3. You're watching St. Mary's Boys Lacrosse, brought to you by Lynn Educational Television. I'm your host, Sean Donahue. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for my crew, Walter and Angie, for filming today. As the referee tries to corral the players from both teams, we'll get started after this timeout. St. Mary's is going to maintain possession here. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left in this third quarter here from beautiful Manning Field in Lynn, Massachusetts, as the St. Mary's Spartans host the Georgetown Royals in their home opener. Davis Klein will be the midfielder who brings the ball in. Klein working from about 15 yards outside of the box. Georgetown going to do everything that they can to keep these guys from getting a touch and hopefully see a quick change of possession here. St. Mary is able to get inside of the box. Laundry passes down to Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp back to Laundry. I don't even know if these guys are throwing that ball. It looks so quick. Quick shot coming from up top. That came from Davis Klein's cross. Klein's shot was saved by the Georgetown keep. That's going to result in a Georgetown clear. Georgetown defense able to get at least 10 yards outside of the box, but not before they're able to get that ball across. It's going to end up in the cross of Davis Klein. Again, Klein working to get down to Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp doing a little bit of work in front of that goalkeeper. There's a bit of a scrum down low. St. Mary's can get that ball. They're going to work to get outside the keep. Outstanding job by the clearing midfielder from Georgetown wearing 24. He's able to find a guy on the outside. St. Mary's defense get caught out of position. And Caden Quirk ends up seeing the back end of a goal. St. Mary's now in a game here. They still have a lead 8-4 over Georgetown. Georgetown, a couple quick goals in this game. There's still a whole nother quarter left. St. Mary's has got to do a better job at getting back into position to play defense, not allowing this Georgetown team to get quick shots on net, and especially against a young Caden Quirk without any defensive players in front of him. St. Mary's, one of the teams in the Catholic Central League Large. They've got a lot of big competition this year, and they're going to have to really do better at these things in order to beat the guys that they need to beat in order to get into the playoffs. So as the home opener goes, St. Mary's is definitely on the front end of things. They're doing a good job of keeping penalties off the board, and they've been passing the ball enough in order to spread these guys out. Shot selection could be a little bit better. They're going to have to do a little bit more work at dodging, drawing defenders, and getting good, clean passes off. Seen a lot of this stuff coming from X that's been very effective for St. Mary's in this game against Georgetown. There's going to be a quick defense player coming off the field here. Damon Marabito. Marabito just gets that ball out of his cross to an attackman. That attackman's Laundry. Laundry works for an opportunity to find Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp not able to clear that in. St. Mary's with a ground ball opportunity. Georgetown's going to pick it up, and they're going to work on the clear. St. Mary's doing a good job of contesting against the clear. Just not good enough to get these guys out from outside of the act. What an unbelievable save by Caden Quirk. Caden there, calm, cool, collected, my man in the crease. Had one player running across to him for the last 10 yards. He deked right, dekes left. He ends up trying to take a shot. Caden puts his cross right on his cross. Ended up resulting in a saved goal. Unbelievable. A lot of shots on net for Caden Quirk. Quirk doing a really good job at keeping these guys at a deficit against the St. Mary's Spartans. A lot of the goals from Georgetown coming off of fast breaks. Few opportunities where they were able to drag defenders out. Sorry for hitting my microphone. We got a quick draw in here from the alley. It's going to end up in the cross of Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp looking to Laundry. Laundry ain't able to corral that ball, and the defensive player is going to be there to make it a little bit of a muck for him. St. Mary's doing a good job of keeping these players working for those scoops. Looks like that ball is going to end up in the possession of Georgetown. Georgetown with the loose ball push call. St. Mary's will lose possession, but not before Georgetown has to clear the ball. 5 yards must be given at the beginning of the play. That's what the Georgetown defender's saying. A couple steps back, please. Give me my room to breathe. So the Georgetown defenseman decides to pass across the field. They're going to work up and a nice L-shaped clear. It's effective right up until the midline as the St. Mary's defense is doing a good job at corralling and crowding these attackmen on the clears, not giving them easy clears. St. Mary's has still got an opportunity to scoop that ball up, and they do. 35 from St. Mary's. That's Laundry who's working inside. Laundry's contested. He's got a lot of checks on him. He might need to either dodge or end up working to draw a defender and get a pass out. Ends up getting that ball up to Matt Conley. Transition of penalties from St. Mary's to Georgetown. Georgetown working to get across the field. They're inside of the box with a quick pass down across. Caden Quirk's left on the dirt. He's not able to make that save as it came too quickly off of the cross of number 22 from the Georgetown Royals. St. Mary's looking like they're going to take an opportunity to take a timeout and talk a little bit more about this. We got some more Laundry on the field down in the Georgetown territory. We'll go to the referee for the call. Penalty appears to be on Georgetown, one of the defensive players wearing number 3. As he goes to the box, we'll know real quick what the penalty was. Georgetown's going to have a player ejected from the game, it seems. Or maybe they won't. Hopefully not. A locked-in penalty. That's going to result in a man up for St. Mary's. St. Mary's getting about 5 man-up opportunities. It's a great opportunity to have in the beginning of the season. Gives these guys a chance to really work on putting some quick goals on net in a situation where they have more men on the field than the other team. Penalties are a big part of this game, and if you can end up with a team with the least amount of penalties, it's definitely going to help you out more times than not. So after the stoppage, it seems as though we'll have a Hamilton Wenham player inside of the box. They're locked in. I'm not definite on the time. It could be 1 minute or 3 minutes. Usually when a play is stopped like that, it has to do with sportsmanship, unnecessary roughness, and these referees do a really good job at trying to protect these kids in such a physical game. So what it comes down to is penalties aren't there to really reprimand kids. They're to keep the game safe, keep the flow rolling, and allow everybody to have a good time while also being competitive. We'll go to the half mark as Christian Lambert takes the face off. On the top of your screen, Damon Marabito. Christian Lambert able to corral that ball out. He's got to scoop it. He's contested immediately. The possession call's made. 19 does a good job of getting on the back end, forcing that ball outside of the stick of Lambert. Lambert's defense is struggling right now to gain possession of that ball. They're going to elect to get across the crease here. 22 over the defensive men wearing 24. 24 back to Caden Quirk. Quirk working to draw defenders out. Nobody's interested. They're going to play on the defensive men. They're going to force Quirk to make his run up field. They elect to go back to Ben Kirby. Kirby looking for the pass down to an attackman, and he finds Laundry down there. Laundry's working to clear the ball inside of the alley, and he ends up getting inside of the box. Laundry working from X now. He's got Knapp on his left side. He ends up passing over to Knapp. Knapp working for a dodge. He doesn't see any opportunity, so he ends up back up top. Jason Loessa working to find a defender to draw out. Nick Knapp is met immediately by a defender. Knapp working for that shot. Bounces off the chest of a Georgetown player. St. Mary's is there for the chase. And we'll have a timeout here. I'm sorry, that's the end of the third quarter. So at the end of the third quarter, we have the St. Mary's Spartans with a lead, 8-3. St. Mary's leads over Georgetown. I'm sorry, 8-5. St. Mary's leads over Georgetown 3 goals. Welcome back to the fourth period here at the St. Mary's home opener as they host Georgetown. A quick face-off from the half mark is going to end up in the possession of Georgetown. A Georgetown defensive man working to find his way inside of the box. He's going to get a quick goal on net. Seems as though he might have had an opportunity to kick that ball, and I didn't really see what happened. We've got a huge glare on this side of the field from us. It was one or two things happened. The defensive player came in, lost the ball on the ground, ended up kicking it in, or a player from Georgetown scooped it up and shot it. But considering all the congratulations that defensive player is getting, I'm willing to bet that goal belongs to him. St. Mary's now with a lead of 2. Starting this half off with a 5-point lead, they find themselves in a situation where they need to keep the Georgetown Royals off of their back. St. Mary's on the face-off with Georgetown. Davis Klein on the face-off for St. Mary's. Klein able to scoop that ball up. He's going to find himself contested by defensive players. That possession call means that they can move that ball across the box. St. Mary's decides to get back to Caden Quirk. Quirk works to get that ball downfield. He doesn't have any open defenders, so he's got to chuck it. The defender from Georgetown of number 4 ends up getting that clear. He comes across, finds it a midfielder from Georgetown, and these guys are going to do everything that they can to spread the St. Mary's defense out. Quick dodge to the right. He's going to quick shot up top. Bounce shot ends up behind the stick of Caden Quirk. Georgetown, 1-point lead. Georgetown within 1 point of tying up this game. With 11:11 left in the fourth quarter, St. Mary's leads Georgetown 8-7, letting up 4 unanswered goals in this half. Georgetown is doing everything that they can to get back in and take the victory away. We'll go to the midline for the face-off with Christian Lebert. Lebert able to corral that ball in. Ends up on the ground, and he's contested. He's going to have to work to get possession of that ball. Check at the ankles of the Georgetown player, throws him onto the ground. Lebert ends up with it. A little bit of dribbling here with this ball. Lebert's going to drag these guys out and get his offense back on track. Lebert working for a player down low. He's able to get the pass down to 23. That's Jaden Moriello. Moriello looking across to Nick Knapp for the quick one-timer. Knapp not able to bring that ball in. So it's going to result in a missed pass out of bounds. Georgetown is going to be forced to clear from their own territory. Georgetown's defensemen working to get that ball just across the field. These guys are going to have to run in to get themselves in a position. St. Mary's kind of find themselves in a quick break, not a fast break, so to say. It wasn't long-lived, as we had a little bit of extra curricular on the field here. St. Mary's is going to do a better job of keeping their composure. These penalties can kick in, and they can really hurt a team here in this fourth quarter. 8-7, St. Mary's has let up 4 unanswered goals. The frustration's kicking in here. St. Mary's is going to end up with this ball in their own possession. A couple substitutions will be made, and we'll continue this game. 10 minutes, 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. .99, Nick Knapp is going to be the attackman who ends up bringing that ball into the box. He's going to end up trying to find a player at X, and he does. St. Mary's is doing everything that they can to get a shot on net. I'd take the opportunity to get rid of some of that clock, but at this point, these guys need to be a little bit more proactive at scoring points. Quick dodge to his right. The defense is well met. Quick pass results in a bounce off the cross of a Georgetown player. St. Mary's able to scoop it up. Nick Knapp ends up with that ball from X. Knapp working to get inside. He's going to try to draw some defenders. He's not going to find anything down there. He's going to be well contested. St. Mary's is going to keep that ball. They'll have to work outside from the far alley here. Nick Knapp. Nick looking for a player down low. He might take a shot. He tries to find Laundry at X. Laundry's looking for some help here. He's got Knapp on his right side, and he's got O'Keefe on his right. Nick Knapp ends up with that ball. He's going to try to dodge left. He's going to be contested well. Georgetown defense is going to force Knapp to pass that ball back to the top of the box. St. Mary's working to get an ISO play here. They've run it before. Across the box, over to the top. Shot comes in from Davis Klein. Klein with a nice shot on net, just not able to get past the goalkeeper. A couple more steps would have been easy to get that shot right on net. Ex-player coming in is Laundry. Laundry's got Klein on his left side, and Joe O'Keefe on his right. O'Keefe working to find a dodge. He's going to work inside. He's well met by the defense. I'm sorry, that's Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp with the pass up to the midfielder at top box. This midfield is going to work to try to draw a defender. He's going to get down. Nick Knapp looking for a quick pass over to Colin Jackson. Jackson just not able to handle it. St. Mary's will take it from X. Knapp well defended. He's going to need to use that as an advantage in drawing players off of other guys who can score some points. Colin Jackson, good job on the scoop. He's not able to get it into the cross of Brendan Laundry, so What is going to happen is Georgetown's going to be forced to clear from their own territory as the ball goes out of bounds. Georgetown elects to give it to their goalkeeper. He's going to stay in crease until at this point gets a bad pass out to his defenseman at the top of your screen. He's not able to corral that in. It's going to result in a transition of possession for St. Mary's. St. Mary's will end up with this ball in the defending territory. 7 minutes, 54 seconds left in this game. St. Mary's still leads 8-7 over Georgetown. Davis Klein working in from the top of the box. He's working to get his touch here. He passes over. Quick shot coming in. Not sure who that was. I want to say it was Laundry. Brendan Laundry there. I believe that's his third goal of the day. Quick shot brings St. Mary's back into a 2-point lead. Two-point leads. Fairly comfortable, but with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, quick transitions can really make things uneasy. So the St. Mary's offense is going to do all the work that they can and put some goals on net, make Georgetown feel as though a comeback is out of their reach. But they got to be meticulous in doing so they don't lose ground balls and force transitions of possessions. St. Mary's offense has got to keep that ball moving, and they've got to keep that ball in the territory of Georgetown. They can walk away with a W in this first home opener. Face off here. Klein can't find it. It's going to result in a Georgetown possession. Georgetown ends up with that ball on the ground. It's going to end up a melee down there at the bottom of the top of your screen. Quick scoop by the St. Mary's defensive players. St. Mary's working to get back down to their attackman. Laundry's able to corral that ball in. He dodges right. He's past one. He's going to try to find a player. He's going to take his time, corral back out, and give his players time to make their substitutions and get St. Mary's in a position to score. Laundry to Knapp. Knapp back to Laundry. Laundry to Knapp. Knapp back to Laundry. Laundry working up top to Christian Lebert. Lebert looking at the top of the box to Davis Klein. Davis Klein contested immediately. Klein looking as though he's going to set up a dodge. Trying to draw that defender out, and there it is. He's working inside. He's trying to draw a defender. There's shot right there as he draws that defender off. Gives the goalie the potential of a screen there. It's tough to defend it's tough to save those shots. You're not sure where the ball is coming from, what end of the cross. Is it being shot over the shoulder? Is it shot underhand? So when you have a player up top and he drags out a defensive player just as such, the goal is to beat him, draw out another defender, and give an opportunity to either pass the ball to the open guy or get a shot on net with a screen goalie. So outstanding execution by the St. Mary's midfield, drawing defenders out, dodging, drawing another, making a quick shot on net. Love those bounce shots. Six minutes, 47 seconds left in this final quarter as the St. Mary's Spartans host the Georgetown Royals. They lead 10-7. The Spartans have had a pretty good home opener. A lot of good quick transitions on possession. A lot of good fighting for ground balls. Very little penalties. St. Mary's has been physical in this game. Consistency something that they've been working on. The third quarter offered an opportunity for Georgetown to actually get themselves back into this game. They scored 4 unanswered goals, bringing the score within 1 point. And then it was 5 unanswered goals, and St. Mary's has done a good job of getting down inside of the box, putting shots on net. Caden Quirk, calm, cool, and collected. He's the guy that they went to on the clear when there's good defense in front of him. St. Mary's finds themselves in a situation where they're able to get through. Colin Jackson gets his touch inside of the box. Gets down to Laundry. Laundry passes over to Knapp at X. The referees will call a timeout to allow for a player to substitute off of the field. And accept his penalty. St. Mary's in another man-up situation. Or will we have offsetting penalties? St. Mary's in another man-up situation. They still need another man on the field. Christian Lebert with a guilty conscience comes back onto the field for St. Mary's to take things on. Lebert up at the top of the box, tries to get down low. He's able to find Jaden Moriello. Jaden Moriello works to get a shot on net. Not able to clean it up. Georgetown goalkeeper's there, make the save. He's also there for the quick clear. 22's been speedy on this end of the field. He's been quite the tough player to defend as he's able to at least get past and get the clear. Jack McGuire is on the field for the St. Mary's defense. Chris Kirby. Damon Marabito. Davis Klein for the midfield. Georgetown working to get inside. They don't have a very clean pass. They're going to have to force a scoop here. St. Mary's can be there to contest, and they are. That ball's still live. It's on the ground. Georgetown's working to keep it in possession here. We're going to have an out-of-bounds call on Georgetown as their cross was the last one to touch it. Matt Conley is going to take the clear from the half mark. He's going to try to find a guy down low, and he does. He finds Laundry. Laundry's working inside. He's probably going to end up tossing down to Nick Knapp at X. Quick pass up top to 27. 27's able to get that ball past Christian Lebert. I believe that's his third goal of the game. Sorry, Brendan Laundry. That's his 5th goal of the game. Laundry having an outstanding home opener as the Spartans host the Georgetown Royals. 4 minutes, 54 seconds left in this game. St. Mary's leads 11-7 over the Royals. We'll go to the half mark of the field for the face-off. Taking the face-off for St. Mary's is Davis Klein. He's had quite the success today. A lot of these ground balls he's able to scoop up on his own. And if he's not, he's there on the box outs, which is very helpful for these other midfielders who are coming in off of the edge. The face-off, Klein's able to come away with it. He's going to be met immediately. They're going to look for Quirk to make the clear. This has been something that they've been doing effectively all game. Quick pass down here to a younger player. That's 23, Jaden Moriello. Moriello working to get down low. He passes that ball across down at 25. 25 finds a midfielder up top. This midfielder is going to do everything that he can to drag defenders out and find open lanes. Jason Loesser doing a good job at dragging players out. He's working to find open Spartan offensive players. He's going to try to dodge left, find his way back. Dodge right, try to find his way back left. Ends up passing down to an attack player. That's that's Joe O'Keefe. Joe O'Keefe's been playing some defense, and now he's playing on the attack line. Quick pass coming in over the right in front of the crease. Colin Jackson was the anticipated recipient on that pass. He's not able to bring it in. Quick hat to the helmet. That's going to result in a flag. St. Mary's is going to be in a man-down situation now. We're going to have a 1-minute penalty. I doubt it's going to be locked in. If it is locked in, even if Georgetown or St. Mary's scores a goal, they cannot be released. if there are no locked-in penalties and a penalty is in session and the team scores, they'll usually release those players unless there was a blatant technical foul, blatant unsportsmanlike call, unnecessary roughness. They'll lock a player in there and keep him in there no matter what. So Georgetown's going to end up with this ball here. 3 minutes, 53 seconds left. St. Mary's leads 11-7. They're going to have to play man-down defense here. Georgetown have an opportunity to get back into the game and put another goal on net. 24, he's going to take it from the top of the box. He passes across the middle of the box. Number 8, 8's down. Finds an attackman. Attackman drawn into the defender. He finds 2. 2's there to score on Caden Quirk. Quirk there. St. Mary's got to do a better job of staying in tight on these man-down situations so that they can be in position to slide in the event where a player gets beat. You can see the frustration on the St. Mary's defense end. So a lot of these guys are going to try to corral. They're going to try to pick each other up and allow each other to understand what their responsibilities are again so that they can win this game. 11-8. St. Mary's leads. All even here. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. LeBert's going to go to the half mark for the faceoff. LeBert there on the scoop. Can he corral it in? And he is. No possession call yet. Georgetown's able to scoop that ball up. They'll retain possession. They're going to work inside. They draw one defender, find an attackman down low. He tries to find another defender. 2's the last guy who scored the goal. 2 finds 8 up top. 8 looking for an opportunity to beat a defender inside. He's got a pick. That pick doesn't end up being effective. 8 working inside. He's contested well by St. Mary's. Damon Marabito's got to do a good job at not coming out too far. St. Mary's defense doing a good job of keeping their composure, staying inside of the box, forcing the Georgetown offense to come to them. There's 2 guys on him. One's going to be open. He tries to find a lane inside. He's not able to dodge right. Matt Conley right there. Matt Conley draws a penalty. That penalty is going to be a hit to the helmet. 1 minute penalty for St. Mary's. 2 minutes, 51 seconds left in this game. St. Mary's leads 11-8 over Georgetown. Quite the second half that we've had here. St. Mary's came out of the second half with a 5-goal lead. Georgetown was able to put 5 unanswered goals on the board. St. Mary's has ended up bringing their lead back up to 2 and 3 throughout this fourth quarter, but Georgetown kind of still hanging in there. A couple of man-down situations. We talked about penalties, how important those are throughout these games. St. Mary's was able to do a consistent job at the beginning of the game at keeping guys outside of the box, but towards the end, this frustration has kicked in and has allowed Georgetown with a second man-down opportunity in the final 5 minutes of this fourth quarter here at the St. Mary's home opener. While our teams discuss what their game plan will be for the final minutes of this game, I'd like to take some time to thank our guests. Thank you to our crew for filming, and thank you to watching. I'm Sean Donahue, and I'm here with LETV, Lynn Educational Television, and we're proud to present tonight's lacrosse game. St. Mary's Spartans take on the Georgetown Royals. After the timeout, Georgetown will retain possession, and they're going to start from the far side of the field, outside of the box. The ball's in the cross of number 1 of Georgetown. Once we have a whistle, there it is. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in this game. Quick shot opportunity not taken by Georgetown, doing a good job at keeping possession of this ball. Georgetown looking for an open lane to get a shot on net. St. Mary's defense doing a really good job of keeping in tight. Georgetown's going to do what they can to draw our defender out. St. Mary's going to sort of take the bait, force a pass down low. That shot's going to come over, miss wide left. I think it bounced off of the cross of Quirk. Quirk with another save. Georgetown's going to retain possession as they have an attackman down low there to chase. over to 22. It's been kind of a problem for this defense today. These two players down here, 22 and 3 at Georgetown, have quite the rapport. Looks like St. Mary's is going to have another penalty on. They're going to pass across, and they're able to score on Quirk. A quick passing opportunity, a 1-2-3 dump for Georgetown. We've got another penalty for St. Mary's. The original penalty is released after the goal, but St. Mary's is still going to play a man-down situation. We'll see who the penalty is on. So I believe the penalty was on Colin Jackson, but St. Mary's is going to have a defensive player sit in the box for this penalty, substitute a player in for the penalty so a transition is quicker, so we can get players back on defense as opposed to setting in a midfielder. So St. Mary's coaching staff is elected to substitute a defensive player in the box for the penalty. St. Mary's is able to pull this one away. That's another win. Davis Klein passes across, a quick pass on a substituting player. That substituting player passes down to an attackman. That attackman is Brendan Laundrie. Laundrie doing a good job of trying to drag out this defender. He's got two potential opportunities here to open lanes. St. Mary's is still in a man-down situation, so what that means is that this gives the Georgetown Royals an opportunity to double-team, meaning that there will not be any open players until St. Mary's is able to get players back onto the field. The benefit to St. Mary's is that they've got possession in the territory of Georgetown. So with 1 minute 15 seconds, you're going to see the St. Mary's Spartans do the best that they can to drag out the remainder of this game. Nick Knapp with great stick skills, quick feet. He's going to do everything that he can to keep these guys from advancing this ball into the Spartans' territory. Knapp with a little bit of extra curricular going on down there. He's going to need to find some help. He's a little tired. Might be trying to draw a penalty. That ball's going to end up going in the direction of blue. 54 seconds left in this fourth quarter. St. Mary's leads 11-9.
Not okay.
So it was a timeout that stopped the game here with 54 seconds left. St. Mary's is putting themselves in a position to drag out the remaining 54 seconds of this game. If they can get it down to 20, there's a good potential for them to walk away with a W. Stepping out of the box is a quick transition, especially in the final 2 minutes of the game. When you have the lead, your goal as an attacker or defender is to keep that ball inside of that box. 22 working inside. He dodges the player. He's contested well. Tries to find 24 up top. 24 is able to get inside. He gets a quick shot on net. Quirk's there for the save. Out to Brennan Willis. Willis working to get that ball in his possession. He's going to try to find a player. He's got a couple on him. He finds a defensive player across the field. That's Chris Kirby. Kirby works to get it across the midpoint. We've got a fast break here for the St. Mary's Spartans. 3 defenders on him. He's going to have to bring that ball around X and try to find an outlet. Joe O'Keefe, young player out on the field. He's working to keep possession of that ball, drag down the clock, 2 minutes, 1 second, and that's it from Manning Field. St. Mary's beats the Georgetown Royals 11-9. That's been our game here from Manning Field here in Lynn, Massachusetts on this beautiful April 2nd evening. I'm Sean Donahue, your host. I'd like to say thank you to Walter and Angie for coming out and filming this game. Thank you for tuning in and watching. From LETV Studios, I'm Sean Donahue, wishing you all the best.